All right, guys. I'm live right now. Um, so yeah, I just want to talk about it, seeing that Ramadan is. I'm talking to my Muslims, but also maybe the non-Muslim audience can benefit from this as well. But seeing that Ramadan is days away. Um, in my opinion, this is a make or break Ramadan. And the reason why I say it's a make or break Ramadan is that is that is that this Ramadan could essentially set the i- uh could essentially um like set the tone for what's to come, basically. So this is one thing that we have to keep in mind, that this Ramadan, in a way, it could, I don't want to say make or break, you know, the dynamics, but it really can. It can really set the tone to what's to come, and how you want to operate from here on out. It's very difficult to do Ramadan, and I want to say it's very difficult to do Ramadan in a in a non-Muslim country, because of the simple fact of all the distractions and everything that's around. So yeah, Ramadan is hard to do here. However, if done in a successful way, it could it could be that something good can come out of it. Something good to set the tone for you to um possibly develop some good habits in which you can carry on with you, and you can actually use it use it you can actually use it for your advantage, and to power through, basically to power through to a new level that maybe you haven't seen before. So we have to look at it like that. This is one way to look at the situation. I want to go into some things um on why, like, this is what you should do. This is the way you should, move. And by the grace of God, you will be successful. What I mean? Like, success will come to you if you decide to do like the way it's supposed to do. you know so first and foremost, like, first and foremost about the Ramadan is that this is like, you only get your reward from God in regards to the rewards that come from fasting. You know what I mean? Um and you should not just fast on, you should just not be fasting on food. You should fast on speech, and you should fast on any other things that maybe you have, common habits with. That can also include, I want to say, I want to say that also includes uh eh, um social media, you know, or you should just make it like, you should just make social media not be too heavy on social media. You know what I mean? like do it like less than you would do it before. I mean, I say that yeah, you should be fasting in your speech as well, for sure. Why not? Fast in your speech. This is something that's important as well. You know. Um so uh one thing that the spiritual guides said is that um decrease in food, the decrease in speech, and the decrease in sleep and solitude from people are key factors to opening things up for you. Now I don't know, and this relates the thing is this relates to this relates to basically like again monk mode. We talk about I've been talking about monk mode in the past couple of broadcasts, and this is what this relates to, because of the simple fact that the bottom line is this, and I'm just going to be honest. What I'm about to read is just going to like pretty much go to the points that I've been saying, is that even even if you were try to talk to a woman and tell her like, yo, you're wrong, like you're in the wrong, they're still not going to listen. They have no incentive or reason to listen to you. So instead of wasting your breath, like telling them like, yo, you're in the wrong, you shouldn't be doing this, your best your best thing to do is not say anything at all. And I hate to say it, but the original name for this broadcast was Let It Burn. And so this is what the situation is right now, is that you kind of just have to let it burn, because of the simple fact that these women have no intention on changing. They have no intention. And one thing I want to say too is they really, I'm gonna be honest, they really don't have incentive in changing. There's no reason for them to change, although it's leading, they're getting the same results as we see, with uh being divorcees at a high rate, being single mothers at a high rate, um, not getting the men, or you know, not getting the men they want, but also just passing up the men they that will fit, will basically fit where they are in their I want to say in the sexual market value, you know. So this is what I'm saying. Um this is what I mean. So there's no point in talking to them. There's no point in doing anything in regards with them, you know. Um and I mean, when we look at this Ramadan, it is like a disciplining of a soul, and you just kind of have to like i- do it as such. You have to just do it as such. It's very difficult to do, but you have to do it, because this could be, as I said, like a make or break Ramadan. I really am of the feeling that this is a make or break Ramadan, because as it stands right now, things just get worse every year. It just seems like things get worse. Um when it comes to just just the whole situation we're in, you know. So with that being said, we kind of just have to look at it as such and realize that this is how this is what we face, you know. This is the thing that we face, and this is what we have to deal with. So with that being said, we have to make the best of what we have, And honestly, when it comes to this Ramadan, this is the best we have right now. I'm gonna be real. This is literally the best we have. This can be like a game changer. I'm really kind of like in that frame of mind where this is like this this really is this really is a game changer. This really is it has no we have no choice but for it to be a game changer, you know. For some reason, like, Ramadan, you would think like it's like business as usual, but it's just that in these times that we're living in, it's like it's not even business as usual, to be honest. It's like crucial that we get the best out of it. So crucial that it sets the tone for us, wanting to basically make hijrah, you know. Um, and that's it. This is what we have to look at it as. Is that yeah, like it's it's like that. So with that being said, um my bad, I got a little bit distracted. But with that being said, we have to like really, man, like really dial in, bro. It's gonna be very important to dial in, really important that we dial in with this, you know. All right, so um one thing too about this is we're gonna have to sacrifice ourselves during this Ramadan. And you know, this could be done in different ways. I mean, of course, we're sacrificing hunger, sacrificing food, foregoing food. If you're married, you're foregoing sexual relationships. If you're you know, you have to maybe set the tone during this Ramadan. Perhaps like in order for you to even be out of this system sooner, in order for you to be on the next plane or on the next thing smoking out of here, perhaps this Ramadan you may want to focus on like sacrificing maybe your novelty buys, like things that you kind of like buy a lot, you know what I mean, and just put that towards your ultimate goal, which would be to exit this place, get out of here. Perhaps and this is a reminder to myself that I have my vices, and my vices are books. It seems like every time, like every other week, I'm getting books. I'm always buying books. So maybe to speed up the process of getting out of here, um I am gonna forego like the buying of books, but rest assured that I find time to read. You know what I mean? But perhaps like maybe this sacrifice is going to pay off. You know what I mean? Um I do have a tendency to buy clothes, but most of the clothes that I get are like most of the clothes that I find myself getting are not really popular in the fashion sense. They're mostly like just street casual, and perhaps this has to be sacrificed even more too, to set the tone for this thing. Ramadan has to be looked at as maybe like Ramadan has to maybe be looked at as like a new year, although it's not a new year, but it has to be looked at as such. You know what I mean? In terms of what you want to do and how you want to handle it. One thing too that we have to one thing that we have to realize too is that silence is among the traits of sound faith. Um, there's safety in silence. Uh, People are safe from you, and what I mean by that is I mean that one thing that I notice, and this is the thing about my TikTok, you know what I mean, and in my social medias, is that on my TikToks or something like that, I don't post TikToks of me talking. You know what I mean? I don't really do TikToks of me talking or anything like that. What I do notice though is that a lot of women, especially the Western women, all they do of TikToks is them talking. They really rarely like just post something that has something to do with the news or post something that is educational. It's only them talking. It's only them making themselves out to be important. It's only them really, in essence, exercising their narcissistic personality disorder. You know what I mean? Like that's what they're like just that's what they're just like pretty much exercising. So for us, it's important that silence is a part of our program. And one thing you'll notice too is women, even off of social media, is women don't know when to stop talking. I mean, they talk a lot, like they just never stop talking. To be honest, I have not found like really in the West as of late. I have not really seen a quiet woman. Like I have not really seen a quiet woman. Even even when they're alone, they still have to have someone to talk to, meaning they have to talk to on the phone with someone about nonsense. So to be honest with you, to be honest, I really haven't found like a woman who who who's just quiet, just like just has not no desire to like really speak when there is no reason to speak you know I have yet to find that. I have yet to see that. So for us it's important that we should like just be quiet and follow that path of being silent, you know because the thing is that well-being, I'm gonna read this. This is one thing I'm gonna read. uh it shows that well-being 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 actually has 10 parts, right? Nine of those parts are in silence, and the other 10 are in seclusion from people. This was I took this from a book. And so again, if the scholars of the old emphasize monk mode, then who are we? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. Who are we to go against the grain and like not do something that is ultimately going to benefit us and possibly ultimately get us to the place that we want to go to sooner, right? Now, I read another book, and I got some things from this book that I felt needed to be addressed from this book. Um what I found from this book uh is that is that that about women, okay? And I'm just gonna like go down the list, and then after I go down the list, I will I will basically how should I say it? I will um go into some commentary on why these points are relevant to us right now. Now, one thing is about women, and people come to this page and they think I hate women. It's not about hating women. It's about protection of men. That's what it comes down to. Because the thing is about women, like women are originally meant to be ultimate joy and comfort for men, but they are anything but that today in the Western world. You know, um, the thing is that women, and this is not being a simp or anything, it's just telling the truth of what's going on. Women have not stemmed social decay, but they accelerated it, because you have to look at it in this situation that if women, like for example, didn't promote promiscuity, if women did not promote OnlyFans, if women did not promote getting divorces, if women did not promote single motherhood, if women did not promote boss babe, I don't need a man, I can do it on my own, men ain't ish, then society would be in a better place. You know what I mean? But the thing is because they promoted all these things, society has socially decayed. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if I sit here and say that Western society is ideal society, I would be lying to myself. You know what I mean? And so another thing too, um, society, and this is not me being a simp, this is just me being honest, but society depends largely on the self-restraint and and what you would call it, and moral discipline of women, but they've thrown that out the window. That's the thing. Like, because when you look at the self-restraint of women, they don't have no self-restraint. They feel that they can do anything they want to do and not suffer the consequences for doing it. I mean, you look at women who, for example, one woman was pregnant. I think one woman was pregnant, and she decided that she wanted to rob someone. She thought there would be no consequences in her robbing someone. And I think, that woman got deleted. The woman got deleted who robbed. And then you look at the situation with Sierra and Russell Wilson is, uh, you- that I mean, what can we say? Like, there's no conscience and moral discipline or self-restraint in her. Because if she wanted to set the example, she would she would dress modestly. But what she did is she essentially let other women know that, oh, okay, it's okay for you to do this. And although I'm married, I'm still going to do this. And I don't really believe there's going to be repercussions for me doing this, because my husband's not going to really give a crap. You know what I mean? And so the thing is, society would be upheld by the conscience of women. But since women don't have any conscience, this is why we're seeing the things happen the way they are. I hate to say it, but that's just the way it is. I mean, you have a few women who will speak out about what's going on, but they're few and far between. And the thing is, they're facing a large opposition. Most of the women are in agreeing with the order of the day. They are not speaking out against the order of the day. They're just, I'm going to be honest, they're agreeing with it most of the time. So when they agree with it most of the time, it's just like it just adds to what we have already going on, like the problems that we have. Excuse me for a minute. All right. So, um, what I want to say is that what I was saying is that we have to use this Ramadan for something great. Not just, of course, the spiritual aspect is the most important thing, but we can really maybe tap in and get some material gains out of this Ramadan too. And I'm not saying this should be your sole focus. I'm not saying this at all, but maybe perhaps in the material matters, the material matters of Ramadan, or I mean the spiritual matters of Ramadan, you can, gain some material uh things from Ramadan as well. So I want to get into a couple of videos that I came across and that were always put on my feed to just go to show you how important it will be for you um to really really capitalize off of this Ramadan. If you're Muslim, if you're not Muslim, maybe perhaps you can excuse me, maybe perhaps you can benefit and um gain some wisdom from these principles of restraint. All right, so let's start. Shout out to Please Act Right.
Washington homeowners, look, we need to talk. Solar works in Washington.
From a woman. A woman was
It is. And if I say I want the trash taken out, that's what that is.
So, um, with that being said, with With this being said, right? Mm, maybe I should get something to drink. But with this being said, and this is taking place in a church, this goes to show you why restraint and solitude, as hard as it is, may be the best thing for you as a man. And during Ramadan, it's especially good when you have a woman who has the characteristics of a man, and you can tell by how she, is carrying herself, how she's saying that, I want this, I want that, and you know what I mean? So rather than engage and get in the shouting contest with a type of woman like this, your best thing to do will be to not engage or interact with this woman at all.
And if it's
Hold
not
on,
done in
sister,
a
now, hold
timely
on.
manner,
You see that? That's just what that is.
Come down there.
Hey, this is Raul. Please act right.
I don't think you want to run up on. I think I'm just playing. I think anybody who talk like that, I don't think you want to run up on. I think
So and you see the problem, and the like picture yourself in this situation, right? You're at a church and you're hearing this come out of her mouth, and you're a guy. Instead of like correcting her, you're actually encouraging this behavior.
you're gonna be able to tell me, all right, I'll take the trash out. All right.
I'm trying to figure out how do I tone that down.
She's not going to tone it down. That's the thing. She's not going, like, the thing is this, and this is the important thing about Ramadan as well, is that the restraint aspects of Ramadan will allow you to basically self-reflect and allow you to see where you come up short. You know what I mean? And so um when you look at this, I'm going to be honest with you. That's kind of like a oxymoron question. Like you know what to do to tone it down. The simple thing is not to do it. That's pretty much the simple answer, is not to do it. That's it. I mean, why are you even asking the question?
How do I don't want to come off as he ain't done this. I don't let me back up. I'm trying to get to that point.
It is not that you are too strong.
And see, that's the problem. Because if that was me, and this again tells you what you should be doing as a man, especially here in the West. Now, if that was me, I would say, yeah, you're too masculine. And a guy who respects himself is not going to deal with you. And, you can have that attitude and maybe it'll fly with a weakling like this guy, but it definitely is not going to fly with the guy who respects himself and has his things together, has his ducks in a row. So, with that being said, um, yeah, bro. But again, these pastors, they got to get paid somehow, right? And so, when the majority of your congregation is single women and single mothers at that, you have to what you would call it, cater to your audience.
Is that you have not yet found somebody you love enough to be weak.
Nah, that's not even that. That's not even it. Because at the end of the day, she's not going to attract a man who is going to be like that. You know what I mean? She's still going to attract like guys who will pedestalize her and guys who don't have a backbone. That's who she's going to attract. But a guy who has a backbone and stuff like that, he's not going to want to deal with it. That's one thing that these women say is that, oh, you can't handle your masculine energy. It's not that like a guy can't handle your masculine energy. It's that they simply don't want to and they don't have to. That's what it really comes down to, boils down to.
I was watching a video online the other day, movie with dogs on TV, and the dog was barking at the television. And then the alpha dog on the television showed up, and the pit bull said, because even a pit bull knows when the alpha shows up. When the writer alpha.
And so the thing is, when you see that they're like using these terms alpha and stuff like that, you can tell that they're out of touch. You know, you can tell that they're still out of touch. Like, I mean, like really, like for me, it's like, okay, well, um, why would you even like use those terms to refer to like basically to use that example for this example? Why wouldn't you just keep it real and say, yo, you're too masculine, so that's not going to fly. You need to understand that, and so again, we're in the same conundrum with weak men.
Comes, there will be something in you. The reason why you like that is because you don't feel safe.
No, the reason she's like that is because she was told that she can be like that and there will be no consequences for her being like that. That's why. Has nothing to do with safety. It has to do with the fact that she was told that she can be like that and she was told it was okay to be like that. It has nothing to do with her being safe.
When you feel safe and you find somebody who will do what you ask and not what you command, and recognize that your relationship is not the military, that you don't have to be like your daddy. He commanded people, but you don't have to. When the right
or lack thereof father, because most of them don't have fathers, truthfully speaking.
man come and you love them enough, you will bow. The same thing an atheist does when they accept Jesus Christ. I love the fact that you asked the question. I don't want you to leave here. Don't feel bad about that. Don't beat yourself up. Cry your last tear of it. You are who you are.
And so, again, these women have no incentive on changing, especially when a man of a high of a status, right? Someone who has like a status, right? They have no incentives on changing when the men who are in leadership positions are giving them no initiative or no reason to change. Okay? That's the thing. Well, let's continue.
He's healing you right now in this room full of supportive people. And we don't judge you. And we love you. And we care for you. And most of us don't even know you. So whatever told you that you are unlovable and that you have to command it, let somebody do it without being pushed.
This chick has the nerve to stand up in front of the whole church and pretend like she.
And that's the problem, that it's a church. That's the problem. These women, I hate to say it, but these the these these women like are beyond church at this point. These women the, yeah, I hate to say it, but like these women are beyond church. You know what I mean? These women are beyond church at this point. So it's no point in like just you like entertaining this anymore. But let's go to one more. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna make this a short one. But there's a few that I wanted to get. There's a few, like the main message was for Ramadan, but there's a few other things that I kind of want to like check out that I want to put into I want to put into the thing, you know. But let me go ahead and see. Just give me a second. Okay.
How would you like to learn Arabic in just 30 days as you go through the Quran this Ramadan?
Backstabbers and slanderers, she's just like them. This is simply the woman who wears the full abaya and her face is. A righteous woman in our eyes is simply the woman who wears the full abaya and her face is veiled. This is the righteous woman. That is my dream wife. Now, hold on a minute. Quick.
Now, and this hits home because the thing is that, you know, the women may wear these things, right? But when you look at the situation, it's actually quite different. You know what I mean? Like, and so this comes from the art of the chameleon. So, you know, when you see this going on, then you have to understand to yourself, you have to understand that, you know, if she is in the West, it's most likely a facade. Okay. Truthfully speaking, I'm just being honest, truthfully speaking. You know, I'm gonna be real. But let's continue.
Footnote here, no one can detract from the importance of the hijab and say it's not part of the religion. The hijab and the niqab, they are part of the hijab and they are part of the religion. No one can reduce that. So we're not into this business of, oh, I know such and such girl who wears the niqab, but she is an absolute peep, so I don't need to wear the hijab. Because she wears it, what's it done for her? We're not about that life. We're saying the hijab is part of the religion. The niqab is part of the religion. Don't get that twisted. But for you to limit your understanding of a righteous woman to that, this is a mistake. Because what is behind this hijab? What if she is a namama, a slanderer, moving from family to family and individual to individual, spreading corruption between.
And believe it or not, I know women in mosque who have done that. You know, I know women in mosque who have done such slanderous things. You know, I mean, it's sad to say it, but they have succeeded. You know, I you know, with this being said, It's just that, we have to understand that in the West, like most of the Muslim women in the West have taken after their non-Muslim counterparts, and so this goes back to the point where silence and just isolation from them is the best thing. But let's continue.
between people and fake news? What if she's a woman who is inciting women to leave their husbands, turning them against one another? What
And so, like I hate to say it, but because, like, for example, when a Muslim woman, maybe her marriage doesn't work out or something like that, or she destroy her marriage, what she'll do is she'll try to destroy another marriage. Like that's what usually happens most of the time. As sad as it sounds, but this is really the truth, man. This is what happens. This is honestly something that happens. Since her marriage didn't work, she's like, okay, well, let me destroy this marriage. And the same thing goes for non-Muslim women. Like, since that marriage didn't work, then they'll be like, okay, well, let me destroy a marriage.
What if she is a backstabber? What if she is vile in her kalam? What if she does not know how to show affection to her husband or to her loved ones? What if she has no
Well, and that's another thing too, is that, like, as I've said in previous videos, you'll be surprised at how many sexless marriages that there are, because they just don't want to do it.
interest in ever rearing a family? A chameleon.
And yeah, like, when you see it, like, yeah, like you see a lot of the Muslim women who, they have fell for the okie doke, and they put the career first, and then the career becomes the last. You know what I mean? And then everything in between has to do with the career. And so, like, starting a family is like, okay, well, and then what women will say is that maybe that they're happy. Women, they'll say that maybe she's happy with that life path and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, yeah, you can say that, but statistics and results say otherwise. And if they were happy, why are they trying to ruin other people's marriages who have marriages if they were happy with being singles and career oriented women?
Changing color according to the context that she's in. If she's with the righteous people, she's a righteous person. If she's with backstabbers and slanderers, she's just like them. This is a righteous woman because she wears the hijab and niqab. This is shaitan in hijab. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ, when he was asked about a woman, he was asked about two women. Messenger of Allah, we know of a woman who prays so much in the night. She fasts during the day. She gives abundant charity. She has a lot of ibadah, but her only downfall is that she harms her neighbors with her talk. He said, La khayra fiha. There's no good in that woman. Hiya fin nar. She's in hell.
Wow. And so, I hate to say it, but the way that women talk about guys is like, it's like, what else do you expect? Like, I mean, like, for example, like, I'll give you an example. I think Melanie Cruz, or I think her name is Melanie. I think she was on recently, she was just on Just Pearly Things or something. I mean, she would talk about, like, you would think that she would be on the guy's side, right? But then um she'll turn around and start bashing guys. You know what I mean? So it's just like that. And this is heavy. The fact that these women have gotten away with, like, just slandering men, just their misandry and stuff like that. If the Prophet, alayhi salatu salam, is saying that, for a woman, like, slandering her neighbors, if he is saying uh that she's in hell, then what is that to say with all of these women, like, for example, the Tasha K's, who slander and make up these bogus stories? What can we say about them? What can we say about what their fate's going to be? What can we say about what the fate of a Cynthia G is going to be? What can we say about what the fate of a Tonya TKO is going to be? What can we say of the fate that of what a Sandra Monique is going to be? Because they pretty much all they do is slander men. You know, they built platforms off of just slandering men.
She's in hell. And then they said, "Oh, Messenger of Allah, we know of another woman who prays her 5 prayers. That's it, basic. Alhamdulillah, she prays for 5. And she gives bits of curd in charity, atwar, but she doesn't harm anyone with her talk." He said she is in paradise. What is righteousness? You have a good woman of akhlaq and religion, and she's wearing this ideal hijab. Alhamdulillah, light upon light. But what is a righteous woman in your eyes? Righteousness is also about mu'amala, dealing with people. It's also about a purity of heart. It's also about restraining your tongue from harming people. It's also about minding your own business.
And so that's the thing about with the passport bros. It's like these women just need to mind their own business, but they won't mind their own business. That's the thing. They keep on talking. And the thing is that men, the passport bros, are not making Western women their business. They're not making it their business. They're simply leaving and instructing other men to leave. They're not like making Western women their business. Most of them are minding their own business. You know what I mean? So this is why it's like pretty stupid that these women don't mind their own business.
And then what is a righteous man? What does a righteous man look like? Dear sister, is it just the individual who has a well-kept beard and some sort of head covering on his head, and perhaps he has a platform delivering talks here or there? This is the righteous man. This is perhaps part of righteousness. But is it righteousness? What do you know about this person behind his imam and behind his thawb and behind closed doors? What does he do? You don't want to think bad of people, but have you done your investigation? Or is it just a question of a DM, please marry me, you're so righteous? How do you know? What about his finances? Where does he get his money from? Many of these brothers who look like prophets, mashallah, serving up crack to their community when they leave the masjid. صح ولا لا؟
So, and that's one thing too, is that like a lot of times too, and again, and this goes for even non-Muslim women, you know, and I'm gonna play a video on in regards to this, but anything you do is simply not going to be enough for these women in this situation, in this day and age that we're living in the West. Anything you do is not going to be enough. Okay, and I'm gonna show you why.
Brothers saying to me all of the time, you'd be surprised, Ya Ali, brothers on the front row, what they're doing behind closed doors. Like, is this person at odds with his mom and dad? Wallah, alhamdulillah, I pray, I fast, I have some da'wah, mashallah, I'm studying knowledge and aqidah, everything in place, mashallah. Yeah, but I don't speak to my dad. What type of religion is that? What type of hoax is that? You don't speak to your dad. Shuhad al-kalam, what is this? I have fallen out with my mom. What religion do you follow? I mean, wallah, he's practicing. This is what I'm saying. What does a religious man and woman look like?
So, in regards to that,
If
part,
you have
in regards to that part, okay, in regards to that part, sometimes though, and I'm gonna say, and I'm not encouraging this. Sometimes though, speaking to your parents is like more like harming than it would be not speaking to your parents. And what I mean by that is that, especially for most of the time, I hate to say it, but when you're dealing with single parenthood and you're a boy, most of the time a mom is going to destroy you a lot of the time. And I'm not saying that in encouraging this, I'm just saying that maybe for your own well-being, you may not have to speak with them, or you may have to leave the like the conversation brief, like yes, no, hi and bye, things like that. You know what I mean? Because of the simple fact that she sees the man she fell out with in you Therefore, she, what I mean, you get the brunt of it. You get the brunt of you get the brunt of her anger. You know what I mean? So I want to look at this video, right? And this is why I say it's best to use this Ramadan to really get ahead. Let me see. Okay, here.
It's safe to say that this man was way too insecure and let other people get the best of him.
So here's a woman. She's on spring break or something like that. She goes on spring break. And I guess she goes without her boyfriend. And these are the kind of things that happen. Shout outs to a different perspective. And this is basically what's happening. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well. Alhamdulillah. Thank you for stopping by. So the thing is that in this regards, with this in this situation, you have a man here who is mad at his girlfriend for engaging in activities that basically let you know that she was not his girlfriend to begin with, that he was just pretty much there to fit the bill, and that's about it, but let's look at it. Let's look at what she has to say.
In his emotions, whatever he's feeling, I'm not cheating, I'm not doing anything that's like foul or wrong. I'm just literally having a good time.
So she considers what kind of things that she was doing is not cheating. You know what I mean? So she considers these kind of things not cheating. So, it then kind of begs the question, like, hey, what part of the program is this? Like, what part of a relationship is this where you think this is not cheating? It makes no sense. Like, how do you think this is not cheating? This is clearly cheating.
Besties taking a body shot off of me, and yeah, my tits are out because I'm in Rosarito. And
so that's the thing. Like, at this point, like, hopefully he breaks up with her, because it's like, she's leaving nothing is left to the imagination. And so, like, you should just, like, again, like, why would you even want to have a girlfriend like this? Like, why would you even want to really be in a relationship like this? It's something that you would just, like, say no thank you. It's no point. It's really no point, you know? It's really, really no point of it. But let's continue.
and they put a sticker on my titties, and that's one. But the second one, I'm like dancing with another one of the workers because he was a vibe and he poured a shot in my mouth. Flipped me around.
So she said he was a vibe and he poured a shot in my mouth. Like, yeah, like, when you see this kind of behavior, it's like, okay, like, what's the point of having a boyfriend? You know? So again, what? Why?
I mean, yeah, I danced with a worker. He's mad because this guy's actually cute, or like, is he jealous? Like, but okay, I guess for like a submissive, boring, yeah, that's wrong.
So she's telling him, she's telling her boyfriend that she does not want to be submissive. Again, they think that they honestly think the married life is boring, and so um once that has ran out, once the things that they do um have ran out, you know what I mean? Um hold on just a minute. So again, what can we say? Like, she's showing you this, and it's like, why you shouldn't even want to deal with it. You should, and you don't have to deal with it. You know, the fact that she filmed it is just a telling story that she really had no respect for this man, as it is. If she's filming all of this, you know, you would think that she would be like, okay, what happens on spring break stays in spring break, but instead it didn't, you know. So yeah.
Like, it's an issue. Like, wait, hold on. I didn't think I was doing anything wrong.
So I want to leave with one more clip, and then we'll end it on this. I don't want to stay too long. Just want to do a reminder for Ramadan. Um, yeah, I just wanted to say do one thing, you know, about Ramadan. So we have to really like push this Ramadan. It has to be like so, like really. I mean, this is going to be one of the most important Ramadans, if not the most important Ramadans that we do. You know, it has to be something crazy that we're going to see results, because the situation is dire right now. Okay, let's see.
We really do have a very slim pool to choose from. We don't want to go outside of our race. We want.
So one thing you have to understand is what this translates to is, you see her tattoos. You see all of her tattoos, number one. Number two, Pookie Ray Ray left a imprint on her. So the guy who is working hard, the guy who does make an honest living, is not considered a good man to her. Okay? That's what it really comes down to.
A high value black man that would love us and that would.
And the thing is that this is a lie due to the simple fact that Michael B. Jordan is a prime example of a high value black man who got no kind of like no kind of support or no kind of love from women, his own women. Most of the love came from women outside of his ethnic background.
Pour into us, and we can rest in our femininity, and we can.
And so again, she's giving off the whole conditional femininity thing. So so again, this Ramadan, you can, if you're doing Ramadan as a Muslim, you can essentially be rewarded for socially restraining yourself from these women. You know, you essentially can get the rewards of God from just like keeping it yes, no, and high and by, and not even engaging in them with them. I want you to keep this in mind, man. It's going to be very important.
Submit to you.
Broaden your horizons. Whatever you do normally, get outside of that box. Most people are not willing to get outside of their box and try new shit.
So we are, though. That's why the passport bros is a thing. Broadening our horizons. But last but not least, this video pretty much sums it up.
Sometimes a woman can talk her out of a relationship. You can talk. We do that.
Yes,
we will talk.
I'm gonna say something, and this might ruffle little feathers. I don't think just being a good man is enough.
So there you have it. There you have it. So again, I say that you look at this woman, you look at her, and she looks like she's like, you can tell by her arms that she got those like auntie elbows that, you know what I mean? Again, bro, it's just at this point it's pointless. It really is pointless at this point. It really is redundant. You are not at fault for not trying to save these women or not even engaging with these women. You're not at fault at all. You will not be at fault. They can, and that's another thing about the Ramadan. They're going to insult you. Like they're going to say, oh, you're 9AY, you're an incel, you're broke, you're dusty, this, that, and the other. If you decide not to engage with them, and the ones who come to this channel are going to say the same thing. But bro, you're not doing anything wrong. Trust me. If you listen to this, it's not you. It is not you at all. It's not you.
To stay in a relationship with them.
But when I say a good man, I mean like he's good. That means all around. That means himself, spiritually, mentally, physically.
That's great.
Healthily, like he's a good man.
That doesn't mean that he's the man for you.
So again, she's essentially telling you that the imprints of Pookie and Ray Ray have been put on her. So she, again, here we have it.
And maybe when you're going through these motions of getting to know him, you're realizing, okay, he's a great person, but honestly, I don't fuck with his humor. Like he could be funny, but he's not funny.
And that's why a lot of modern.
And so that's, again, all I can say is that at the end of the day, inshallah, by the grace and mercy of the Almighty Allah, this Ramadan will be very important to us, and we will take it serious, and we will strive to really do something special this Ramadan. I mean, like really, really strive. I'm telling you, it's going to be very important. As it stands right now, I'm looking at my time, and it's the 25th of Shaban. Tomorrow will be the 26th of Shaban. We have to tighten our loins and gear up and get ready, because it's going to be very, very much needed in order for us to, you know, in order for us to, you know, come out on top. Because the thing is, as I said before, you can only tell them so much and they're still not going to do anything. It's not going to work, bro. No matter what. Even when they're in the wrong, and even when they get the same results, even when they get the Amber Rose results, even when they get the Brittany Renner results, even when they get the you know, the Karen Stephan results, even when they get the Tia Mowry results, it's still going to be the same exact thing. It will never be, I admit I was wrong, or I should have listened, or something like that. And it will be that I don't even have to listen still, because there are so many women who are going to support it anyway. You have women who say Brittany Renner is intelligent. Okay. So with that being said, tighten your loins for Ramadan. I'm talking to the Muslims and to the non-Muslims out there. Hopefully take something from this and tighten your loins in that regard. And with that being said, I'm signing out. I may go live I'll probably go live on Sunday, inshallah. Maybe on Sunday I'll go live. But Fula signing out. Inshallah.